Hello YouTube, so welcome back. For those that joined us during lockdown, then this is probably a fairly familiar sight, car on stands in bits. For those who like the more interesting stuff, well, this might be a bit of a change. So I don't think I showed you this, but just before the race I put two brand new FAG front wheel bearings into some nicely refurbished, shot blasted and painted hubs with some brand new drive flanges. Now, you should have seen it by this point, the race vlog, but they did not last. 3 laps into quali, one failed, we changed that, and then 3 laps into the race the other one failed. That was fairly interesting. Had to do the whole race tapping the brake with my left foot before every braking point, otherwise the play in the bearings was so great that it caused horrendous pad knockback and the car was effectively undrivable. So round 2 then, this time with genuine OE, which it turns out are made by NSK, Japanese brand. So we're going to get these on, see how it comes out. Right, so on this side I'm going to start by just cleaning everything off. A big thanks to Nick Kemp for lending me his nice snap-on 300Nm torque wrench. So on these you have a pinch joint. I made a tools, just an 8mm headed Allen key turned, so you have to splay this joint. Pop that in the bottom, rotate it till it locks like that, and then that holds that open. And then you generally find, if you've got it right, there you go, straight up. Tool back out. That's pretty much locked on. Shaft. And then just try and get done. Now quite often you need a bit of pressure under the ball joint to stop it turning so you can get the nut done up. There you go, give that some pressure. Right, that's tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will now get a brand new hub nut. There you go. As soon as you felt that stop turning, now we're talking. Right. So literally just until that stopped doing that, so until the CV had pulled tight into the back. So we're going to get the brakes on, and then we can tighten that one up. Right, disc with anti-rattle springs. Right, this one is a seriously minor point, but I'm doing it anyway. Floating disc, bell, disc, bobbins inside, 2-part. On these I've actually fitted anti-rattle shims. Now you can see these are looking pretty tired. These discs are not going to do another race, but I am going to use them. That's necessary because they're actually in fine condition, so I'm going to build up a new pair. I'm going to use these. Now part of the thing with pad knockback can sometimes be attributed to not enough float. So what I'm going to do, rather than disassemble these and unstretch the bolts, I'm just going to try and snip these rattle shims off in situ. That was solid before, and now so that's the disc rattling on the bell. They are going to sound horrendous, but I don't care. Nice and tight. Aside from the hub nut, that's this side done. Here's a really simple one for a change. When we were scrutineered, the one thing that the gent picked up was the lack of a seal here between the scuttle and the bulkhead. One standard rubber seal, the exact same as the one I binned about 10 years ago, and we'll throw that on. That was our only comment going into scrutineering. Essentially, wonder how long that'll last before it melts from turbo heat. It'd be ironic, wouldn't it, if the seal I was asked to add for fire safety melted. There you go. Little tweak to do there. That's it. One bulkhead. Sealed. So as you can probably see, this side is not stripped yet. So we're going to strip it, get the old hub off, new hub to go on, and yeah, see where we end up. Disc off, hub nut. Ball joint. Done. Tiny bit of copper on the strut itself. That's him and release. Oh no! I've trodden on my copper slip. Ah, it's like a sausage. Rubbish. So I've done that tight, I've done that tight, I've done that tight, I've done that tight. Hub nut still to go. Right, so workshop manual says 300 Newton meters, back it off 50 Newton meters, then 30 degrees. So I've got this lovely torque wrench from Nick Kemp. Jammed it up with a spanner and a piece of alley there, spread the load on the caliper, and I'm going to see just how tight 300 is. Quite is the answer. Wow. There we go. So now what it says, back it off, do it back up to 50 Newton meters and add 30 degrees. Right, so we're back to trusty Halford's torque wrench, set to 50. You muppet, Nick. Done 50 foot-pounds, not Newton meters. That's going to be 50. Muppet. Right, do this up to 50. What? That's nothing at all. So I've done the 50 Newton meters, the next bit's 30 degrees. Now, I don't have a protractor, so how many points are there? Hang on, 30 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points. 360 divided by 12. Brain. 360 divided by 12. What a muppet. It's 1 point on the socket head. 30 degrees is 1 point on the socket head. Okay, that got easier, didn't it? Well, apparently that's it. Right, so that's both of them torqued up, backed off, torqued back up to 50 Newton meters, and then with the 30 degrees added, which is what the workshop manual says for the nut type. So to everyone that's been telling me just do it FT, if you read the manual for the bolt type, they are pretty much FT. Nut type is not meant to be that way. And we will torque these when it's on the ground. Right, test drive done. Brake pedal feels really good. The pad knockback has definitely gone.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Yeah, really happy. Next step, Snetterton. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. No. Stop there. This has got to be a wind up now. So, next day, put another couple of miles on the car. Pedal just didn't quite feel there again. Chucked it up, you're never going to believe it. play in one of them again, torque to spec, check the paint pen, nothing's moved, checked it with a torque wrench, play again. So all it can be is a bearing moving in the hub. I can't see how a new OE bearing has failed in 30 miles tops. So yeah, back to the drawing board. Getting used to doing this by now. It just falls off. Right, one hub out. That was not long. Hub nut is off. Another one out. 7 minutes. Aaron said you could have them off in 15. Not a bad guess. Right, so that went alright. 20 minutes or so, both front hubs are off. All I've got left to do is strip the studs off these, and then these drive flanges will be going into the other hubs. So the hubs and the third set of new bearings are currently with Nick Kemp, local legend. So yeah, Nick's taken the hubs away for me, pressed the old bearings out. Discovered that my good known hubs that I've been running for the last 5 years have actually spun the drive flange in the bearing, so I'm not reusing them. These ones have got play after sod all miles, so I'm not using them. So we're changing a whole lot. This is not going well for me. 5mm on a ratchet, broke. That got me. Not over the moon about that. So I put one on a breaker bar, broke. So we're down to double nutting it. Double nutting it, and it is coming off slowly. Frustratingly slowly though. I use a very tiny amount of a medium strength Loctite on them, and that has caused me no end of aggro. Fucking hubs, man. Hubs. Never known hatred like it.
72 hours later.
I've genuinely lost my sense of humour with this. So, we are now on the third set of brand new wheel bearings, second hub, third pair of brand new drive flanges, and we still have play. Andy came round yesterday, jacked the car up, I wobbled it, he checked, he wobbled it, I checked. 100% play in this front left bearing. So we just got the big old bar out with an extension, cranked it up old school, super FT, and the play went away. I just don't get it. We've been talking it to factory spec every time, makes no sense. So yeah, next up I'm going to change the CV joint in case the end of the CV is deformed, because that's kind of all I can think about now. Half an hour or so later, drive shaft is out. Now, I've had a look at the one that's come out. I mean, there's nothing obviously wrong with the end of the CV, but there's like some weird discoloration, which does make me wonder. It's discoloured in places here, and then not here, and then you turn it, it's discoloured here like it's been touching, and then not here. I don't know. Hard to see that, hard to capture on film. What do you reckon? A spare from Eddie Lewis. Looks like a very uniform seat all the way around, whereas mine is kind of patchy with different coloured bits. So I'm hoping the CV is the issue. So that's all going to go back together. Just a little aside. CB Auto 10mm drive shaft spacers, 12.9 cap heads with Nordlock washers. Far, far nicer than standard multi-spline stuff. Saturday morning now, we're off to Snetterton Monday night. Shaft back in, test drive, hopefully that's it. Right, I haven't recorded everything because this has been a bit of a serious test, I'll be honest. But it's back together. That's on. There is now no play in anything, anywhere. It's just as well because we leave for Snet tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be the next video. I hope you guys have liked the video. That's been testing. 3 sets of wheel bearings, 3 sets of drive flanges, 2 different sets of hubs, and finally I've just gone back to my old technique of doing it FT with a big old bar, and it works. So yeah, you can try and follow the book, but sometimes sub-factory specs, stick with what you know. So we're all back together, we're off to Snet tomorrow, that's going to be another video. Hope you guys will like this one. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.